Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys? Welcome to Content and Coffee. My name is Nikki Nash, and if you are new to watching these episodes, it's really just every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending. I just talk about content and give a different tip each day on how you can continue to use content to grow your business, whether that be your own consulting business, your own coaching business, whatever it may be. Really looking at how you can leverage content to attract your dream clients and really get from where you are today to where you want to go. So, again, my name is Nikki Nash. If you don't know a lot about me, I'm a business coach and I work with women who are starting their own online service-based business, either on the side while they still have their full-time job until it can ultimately replace their full-time gig, or while you may be starting your own business now and just trying to get started. So again, these chats are really just to help you get from point A to point B with content. Good morning, Cassandra. I know it's early for you, so thank you for being on. And I just want to keep it moving from yesterday. So if this is your first time, just so you know, I keep a couple little notes to the side just so I make sure I don't forget anything. And I do a recap of what you may have missed the day before, and then we move into today's content and then head out. If you have questions, feel free to post them in the Facebook group. We have a post that goes out every day where you can just comment in that post any of your questions. You can also start your own post and just start it with hashtag Ask Nikki Nash, and I will answer all your questions inside the Facebook group and in the next Content and Coffee throughout the content. So, that being said, we are in day 2 of a 3-part series around email sequences and how you can really leverage them to continue to nurture your dream client and build a relationship with them. So, yesterday we talked about step 1. So, to just do a quick recap, whenever I'm really looking at, hey, I want to leverage email to really build a strong relationship with my dream clients. If you're like, why would I want to do that? Watch Monday's video. It's and if you're watching a replay and you're like, what is Monday's video? It's where we talked about email sequences versus doing newsletters and really the value of creating content that is customized for your dream audience so that they're really getting value out of everything you're sending them. So watch that guy. But today we're really talking about day 2 of email sequencing and my 3 steps to building an awesome sequence. So again, yesterday we talked about the first step, which is on goal setting. And where I really like to begin is understanding what your business goals are in terms of actually leveraging content for your business before we start moving on to, okay, what is the sequence going to be? And really getting real with yourselves in terms of what do I actually want my business to look like in the next quarter, in the next year, in the next 6 months, whatever it may be for you. Really identifying what your top 3 business goals are. And then once you have those identified, taking a step and going, okay, realistically, how can content help me address all or some, if any, of these goals? I mean, I'm a firm believer that content will always help you address one of your goals, whether it's brand awareness, converting dream clients, things of that nature. What we spoke about yesterday is how it really takes some time, especially if you're selling some sort of higher end product, for your dream clients to really get to know you and feel like they want to invest in what you're throwing out there. So that's could be one of the reasons why creating content makes sense for you. So yesterday, again, it's what are your top 3 goals? How can content actually add value to your goals? And then specifically what we talked about is with each piece of content, what is your goal going to be? So I phrased it yesterday as if your dream client was going to, or your dream audience, or whoever you want to engage with, if they were going to take one action after engaging in a piece of content with you, what would you want that to be? Would you want it to be you want them to join your Facebook page or your Facebook group? Is it that you want them to sign up for a free session with you so that you can get to know them better and really continue a conversation? Is it that you want them to buy a not super expensive product that's maybe like $5-10? Whatever it may be, really identifying what you want the call to action to be with a piece of content. And where we were yesterday is that you can even start sequencing it out. So maybe your end goal is that with a piece of content, they sign up for, I'm going to say like your $100 product. I'm going to say that. And before they get there, you may go, okay, but before they even get there, the first thing I want them to do is I want them to join my Facebook group. And the next thing I want them to do is I want them to watch like 2 to 3 videos. And then the next thing I want them to do, or like I want them to watch video 1, then I want them to watch video 2. Then at the end of the 3rd video, I know that they'll have enough information and enough of a vibe with me to be able to buy that $100 product. Whatever it may be, start thinking like, what is your ultimate goal and what are all the steps you think it would make sense for your dream client to take before they get there. And you may be thinking to yourself, how will I know if I'm right, or how will I know what the right steps are? And I really, if I haven't said it before in a video that you've watched, I will say it today. I truly believe that you, inside of you, know what is best for your business and for your what you think will be best to grow your business with your clients. And so if you are saying, you know what, it really doesn't feel right for me to do only 3 videos before I ask them to buy something, it really feels like more 5, then go with that. Test it out. See how it goes. There is a difference between going from here, like, oh, I'm thinking 5 because I don't want to be a bother, versus like if you meditate or if you're just with yourself and you go, you know what, I sat in a place of zen or nothing, and I really just created something new from that empty space. And in creating that something new, I really realized that, 3 is the right number, or I really realized 5 is the right number. That's different than overanalyzing it. It's really just like going with your instincts there. So that's a bit of what we talked about yesterday. You can definitely watch yesterday's video to get more of the gist of it. But today what we're going to talk about is, after you've identified what your business goals are, you really have to sit with, okay, what the heck does my dream client or my dream audience, what do they actually want in the first place? So you really sit with like, how well do you know your dream client? And I know if this is like your 100th Nikki Nash video, you're like, Nikki, you say this all the time, but it's what's most important. You really have to get a sense of who your dream client is. And I promise you, you never stop learning new things about who your dream audience is. So doing this practice with before you start anything is really pretty magical, because you may go, oh, I know my audience like the back of my hand. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, they really love listening to Spotify. Hadn't even occurred to me to maybe like throw in some cool remixes or playlists in some of the content I'm pushing out there, for while they're working out at the gym. I'm making this up again. I know I typically do health analogies, but those could be sort of the things that you may discover for yourself. So as we're in step 2, which is really focusing on your dream client and what they are looking for from content that you'd be pushing out there, you start with like, who is my dream client? What do they look like? What does a typical day for them look like? What are they really like? What is the experience of being them? And when you're sitting in that space of what is the experience of being them, really going, okay, I have such a great idea of who my dream client is. I actually feel like I am them right now. And being my dream client right now, or my target audience, what are their biggest challenges? What are they really struggling with right now? What would make a huge difference in their life if I were able to address? And so, with our health analogies, it could be like, oh, they just really want to lose those last 5 pounds, or my goodness, they're so frustrated when they go to the grocery store, or, Thanksgiving is coming and they're like, oh my goodness, I am so nervous about Thanksgiving and I'm just stressed out because I know every Thanksgiving I've gained like 15 pounds and I don't want that to happen this year. And that could be like what their biggest challenge is right now, is they're trying to figure out how to maintain a sense of health or even lose weight during the holidays. Whatever that may be, just start jotting down what are the challenges that your dream client is going through. And it's great to do this almost every time, or every few times you're about to create content, because you may discover something new. You may have an amazing list of things they're challenged with, and then bam, something new could happen in the world, or you could look at the calendar and you're like, whoa, Christmas. Well, people get stressed around Christmas. Maybe I may want to address that. So we're just thinking about what are their biggest challenges for their life, and then also if there's any timeliness or urgency around some of their biggest challenges. And so really sitting with, okay, what are their biggest challenges, and just listing them out. So to do a quick little recap so far of this second phase of really being in your dream client's world, what you do is you, again, go back to I am going to describe my dream client in such a way that I feel like I am my dream client or my target audience or whoever it is that I'm speaking to with my content. And then from there going, okay, I feel like I am that person right now. I've really gotten into their world. What are they challenged with right now? What are their biggest challenges or struggles? And really just start of jotting those out, noticing anything that's maybe timely or urgent, and really just kind of sitting in that. And then going, okay, I now have their world. I get what's going on. And you may have things on there that have nothing to do with your product or service. Maybe you know that your dream client is a parent and what they're really stressed about right now is daycare, and you have nothing to do with daycare. But just write it down so you know what their concerns are. You never know how that may show up. It may be like, hey, 5 ways to save tips in your day so that you can pick your kid up earlier for daycare or on time. Who knows? So just write down everything that are their biggest challenges in their world, and then go back and start going, okay, with my business or my product or my entertainment show or whatever it is, how can I address the things that they're worried about? And you start just looking at the list of challenges and jotting down, okay, well, you know what really, one of the greatest things that I do, I'm again not speaking about me, but pretending I could be one of you, is I provide like, you know, some thought leadership in their day. They're really like stressed about all these things, and one of the things that they love is to escape from their crazy life and really just think about like what could make a huge difference in the world. Or maybe it's like, hey, they just really need a good laugh today, and what I'm providing them is like a lot of fun so that when they're in the thick of being stressed for the holidays, like they can laugh about it. Or you know, back to the health analogy, it's like, oh, I know that, you know, they are really challenged with being stressed around the holidays and they're worried about gaining weight. I can help them maintain, kind of that sense. And so what you really want to do is just start going, all right, how can I, as a personal brand or as my actual business, actually address some of the concerns that my dream client or my target audience or whoever it is, your tribe, what they're actually dealing with. And so, again, step one, really getting into their world, describing the people that you want to communicate with and who you want to, you know, follow your business or hire you or anything of that nature. Get into their world. Write down like a day in the life if that helps. Start noticing what challenges they're going through and identifying what are their biggest challenges. And then start going, okay, I get their big challenges. What are the areas of their life that I can address, whether it's through, you know, I like to say people typically like to be entertained, inspired, or learn something new. So if you're adding value into their life by entertaining them, if you're, you know, adding some sort of knowledge or piece of information that they didn't have before, or if you're inspiring them, those are like amazing areas to come from. So look at their challenges and say like, here's what I can do. I can provide information that'll solve that problem. I can inspire them to be a person that they've always wanted to be. I can entertain them in a moment when they're really stressed. Whatever those may be, really start thinking about how you can add value to their lives and really work with them on those challenges. So again, once you're kind of like, all right, I know how my business can really help them with these challenges, what I like to do is I say just like pick a challenge. Like you don't have to do all of them at once, but just pick one. And you pick that one challenge and you go, okay, if I am really struggling with how I can get, sorry, if you're like struggling with how can I help my client with this one challenge, the thing that you may want to do or is go, all right, this is where they're challenged, this is where they are. They actually want to be here. How do I help them get from here to here? And I know we've done this many times before. It's just like, all right, how do I get them from point A to point B? And if you're getting them from point A to point B, what does that look like? What are the steps that they should take? And start really like identifying that. And I know we've done this in some other videos, but the reason why I do it so often is so that it can really sink in. Is your number one goal with creating content for whoever it is, your audience. People just want to consume content because it's going to make a difference for them. It's going to make them happier. It's going to get them from a place that they are to a place that they want to be. And that could be as simple as they want to go from being really frustrated about life, or specifically like really frustrated about their schedule, to someone who is stress free around their schedule, or they're just happy, or they know that they can do anything they want to do. Whatever it is, getting them from point A to point B is really what you're looking to do with your content. And so a lot of times I'll speak to folks and they're like, oh, well, my content, it's really just to make them happy. How am I adding value to their lives? Or I'm really just trying to provide them with a new perspective on things. How am I adding value to their lives? It's like, oh, okay. That's actually it. If they are at a point where they are, they may be saying, I'm looking at life, or I'm looking at something through this one lens or this one point of view. And what I really want to do is be able to look at things at a couple of different ways, then that's what you're providing for them. So it's really just sitting with, all right, here's where my dream client is, here's where they want to be, how am I going to get them there with my content? And so you can really do this in any way, shape, or form. And we'll talk a little bit about how we're going to take these email sequences and really make sure that they're scalable and that they're getting to as many people as possible for you. But where I like to start is really going with, all right, I know what my business goals are and how I'm going to address them, which is what we talked about yesterday, leveraging content. And then I know where my dream client is, and I know where they want to be, and I know how I'm going to get them from point A to point B with my content. And then tomorrow, what we're going to talk about is how you actually build out an email sequence that gets your dream client on a journey, so that they're once they kind of sign up for your email sequence, they're on this amazing journey, and then you're integrating maybe offers to work together, to come see you at a live event, to come to one of your workshops, to buy something that you've produced, whether it's an online class or an ebook or an actual book or a mini series, whatever it is. You're able to integrate that in your sequence. And the beauty of this is that I know right now we're speaking about email sequences, but if you start practicing it with email, you can literally take this and apply it to anywhere. Like you can go, okay, I want to take my dream client on a specific journey when they're on following me on Instagram or when they're following me on Facebook. Where is it that they are? Like, well, first, again, start with what your business goals are. Where is it that they are and where they want to be, and how can I kind of take them on a journey that impacts my business goals and adds value to my dream client's life? So those are kind of the big things there. And I just want to do a quick time check. Okay, we've got like a couple of minutes. But what I really want you to walk away with today, and what your homework is going to be, is really to go, okay, yesterday you jotted down all your business goals and what you really want to accomplish, and how content can help you achieving your business goals. Then today, what you're doing and what we've spoken about is, all right, what is the world of the people that you want to impact with your content? What is their life like? What are they challenged with? What could make a difference for them through your content? What is your content doing to make a difference for them? Are you inspiring them? Are you entertaining them? Are you providing them with new information? Think about those sort of three things. What are you doing to bring them from one state that they're currently at to a different state, which is where they really want to be? And really start thinking about how you can do that. And so what I suggest you do for homework is really just sit down and go, okay, here's what my dream client looks like, here's what their world is like, here's what they're challenged with. And literally just like step 1, describe your dream client. Step 2, what is their world like? What are they challenged with? And really kind of identify what they're challenged with. Step 3, how can my business make a difference where they're challenged? And then step 4, like maybe just star or make a note next to everything you said your business can make an impact in, and go, right here, am I entertaining them? Right here, am I entertaining, or am I inspiring them? Am I informing them? And maybe for all of it, maybe everything is you're just entertaining them, and that's what you do. Maybe for all of them, it's you're just inspiring people, like that's all you're doing. Maybe you're only informing them of something and giving them new information. Maybe it's a hybrid of you're informing them and you're entertaining them because of the way you produce your content or what you want to do. But really just start making note of that, because that'll make a difference in how you create your content and how you, whether it's write it for email, or sometimes you may make really short email, and in the emails you could be the video person. Maybe you just constantly in your emails send video files or audio files or things that will make a difference for your dream client that way. So I know a lot of times I say dream client, but really what I mean is your dream audience who you're trying to build a relationship with, and think about it that way. So that would be your homework, is to take those steps of, here's the world of my dream client, here's where they're challenged, here's where my business can make a difference for them, and here's where they are, and I'm going to entertain them, I'm going to inspire them, or I'm going to inform them. And really just think about how you can get your dream client, understanding where they are and where you want to get them. And so just like start thinking about those things. If you can only, if you're like, whoa, Nikki, that was a lot of homework. The only thing that I would say that I would really recommend you do is get a sense of who your dream client is, and really get a sense of what they're challenged with right now. And if you can focus on who they are and what their challenges are, I would start there. And then if you can even take it one step further and go, I'm going to star the areas that I know I can make a difference for them in my business. Those are the areas that I would really focus on for your homework today. And then again, tomorrow, where we're going to focus is we're going to go, okay, here is we did step one, which was identifying my business goals. We did step two of like really getting into the world of my dream client. And then step three tomorrow is we're going to start actually mapping out an email sequence, or really I'm going to give you my strategies for mapping out an email sequence, so that you're able to take your dream client on a journey and feel comfortable asking requests or inviting them to work with you in some way, shape, or form throughout that email sequence. And again, as I mentioned before, even though on this 3-part series we're talking about emails, this is absolutely something that you can take strategically and like overlay on something else. So it could be like, all right, here is how I'm going to engage with my dream clients on social media. Here's what I'm going to do with them, through, I don't know, like email, social, your digital ads or something like that. You may be thinking about what's the journey that you're going to take them on. So really just take on this practice with email today, and then you'll start to see how you can leverage really getting a sense of what your business goals are, what your dream client's world is, and then taking them on a journey, how you can take those 3 steps and apply it other places. So that's what I've got for you today. Again, if you have questions, absolutely put them in the Facebook group. You can do hashtag Ask Nikki Nash, or just put them in one of our Q&A posts that are up there. I am super excited to continue the conversation tomorrow, and I want to be mindful of time. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I love you lots. Bye.